I had a class with Victor Oddo this morning, and he had some knowledge bombs to be dropped that I want to share. If you're new here, welcome or welcome back. This is PhD Pursuing Higher Dimensions, where we are getting our PhD on Earth School. So today I had this class with Victor, and it was really amazing. I follow him on social media. I have for, I think, a few years now. He's just a regular guy. He's cool. Life changes, transformations, spirituality, right? He has a lot of amazing lessons, and I sincerely appreciate listening to his videos because sometimes, especially if you've pushed everybody out of your life because they're not going where you're going. This is your spiritual journey. You have to send them away. Well, where do you get your 5 from? The people that you closely connect with, or their voices that you hear. The 5 that influence you. So mine are on social media, and I'm very, very selective as to who I listen to. So that tells you this guy's cool. And very knowledgeable. Experienced, he's been through a lot, and he's honest, he's authentic with the positives and the negatives. And so he's doing this course. It's a conscious spiritual entrepreneurship program with Matt, I can't remember his last name, and Aaron Daughtery. I believe I've said that properly. I know Victor, that's how I came to the program. And Victor was talking about a couple of topics today, but one of them was healing. And I thought it was really interesting. I took notes and I said, I really want to share this with my audience online because this is why we're here. And this is what I'm going to be doing, is curating information so that it's essentially, instead of it being the news, oh my gosh, it's almost like the school newsletter. The weekly school newsletter of this is what we got from all these different classes this week, and this is what we're bringing together, and the other knowledge and information that I also have to share. But instead of a news report, this is it's what's the haps in Earth School in our class here. So when he was talking about healing, it's funny because he mentioned something that, when you know something and you know it and you've intellectualized it, but you don't necessarily know it. See, I thought I knew this, and I do, and I've known this before, and I've felt it before, and it irritates me when I get out of the vortex and I'm pulled out of it and I'm back into a place of, I remember when I was handling things so well. I'm not there anymore. I'd like to go back to that, or to that place of equanimity and balance, right? So I have created an oracle deck with my dad's images. He's an astrophotographer. And one of them was life's lessons come in spirals. Now, this is why it's funny, because I've written a whole workbook, a whole page about life's lessons coming back around in spirals, right? Intellectualized it, and I felt it. But it wasn't until he said this. The wounds are there. They're there. You play a role and you're not aware. Wasn't meant as a rhyme. That's just how it worked out. But what I ended up adding a big exclamation point to and some arrows was, your traumas are running the show. If you're not living consciously and authentically and intentionally, your traumas are running the show. So he was offering some tips, and we were discussing, how do you become aware, when you come to shadow self. And I thought this was also really important that he mentioned this too, is how do you know what is shadow work and the shadow self? Because when issues come up and you look at them and you reflect and it makes you upset, if something else is occurring, somebody else is having, a very happy, loving relationship, and you're like, that is shadow work, because there's something about that that's reflecting sadness back to you, and that's something that you need to delve into. And he said something that is a good quote of, are there parts of me I don't want to think about? That's interesting. Or talk about, or that I want other people to know about. So that's how you can start to figure out, well, what is shadow work? What are the shadow parts? Now, since this is part of business, a business course. What he was saying was, starting a business, it puts all of this into your face. The shadow work, the triggers, the self-doubt, the am I good enough, worth, value. All of these issues, they're all going to pop up. And I thought it was really interesting that what he was saying was, when we are in a place of comfort, in our comfort zone, we had to do things to get there to be comfortable. But then once we're there, there's nothing new that's challenging anything about us. We already have that challenge, and now we've moved on to this place of where we're in comfort. So I always say, when you step out of comfort, it doesn't mean you're necessarily stepping into discomfort. It can be, but it doesn't mean that that doesn't end up becoming part of your comfort zone. So he cautioned, when you step into those new places, now it's a new adjustment. How do I take this part of my past and relate it to what is going on here now? Imposter syndrome, that was another one that was popping up as far as keywords of people, group coaching, asking questions, and him discussing. So he said, it's going to pop up. So you have to welcome it back. Welcome it back into your life. Don't push it away. It's there. Lessons come in spirals, coming back around again so that you can grow at that next level. I was like, oh. A little bit of tears in my eyes because, yeah, you're right. But it was hitting different. It was hitting different because somebody else was saying it to me and bringing it to the forefront for me to acknowledge and address. So he also suggested that when you hit shadow work, go deeper. Just pull it in and process it. And I wrote brave next to it. I don't know if he said brave, but I know for me, I was thinking that is brave. To knowingly step into something that's causing you pain and make you cry or feel bad about yourself or sad. That's brave. Good for you. Hey, he also said for our homework that we have to start writing down all of our wins every day. I mean, if you're at brushed your teeth because you've got chronic pain, then you write that down. I've lived that life where it was a matter of I finally got a shower after 5 days. I was able to get out of bed and get into the shower. And that was a huge accomplishment for me. And now I sit here and I'm like, I'll do all of these things. And it's like, oh, but I wasn't acknowledged by others. So I've accomplished nothing. Or let's clear all of that out. That's part of shadow work. That's part of judgment. That's part of triggers. Move all of that out so that we can look at our issues, put them out on the table, honor them for being a gift, saying thank you for reflecting that back to me so that I can heal that. And that was another thing he said. I know it's somewhere in the notes. You will never be healed. I was like, oh my gosh, what do you mean? I want to heal, but I also realized that by saying, I'm healing. How about I just say I'm healed? Because then the universe keeps throwing me other things that I need to heal from. No more. Thank you. I'm good. Okay. But I do know, yes, of course, I will never be healed. And I think it's also to realize so that you're not setting yourself up, because when you get to this place of comfort and you think, yeah, because I've been there several times now in my life. And as we go through my story, you will hear the highs and lows, okay, of these experiences. And thinking, I've made it. And then trying something new or something else happening and then feeling like I fell back to where I was before. But I wasn't, because I had more knowledge and more tools and more skills. I've changed my mindset as well. But I just figured once I got up to this plateau, it would be like happy dance, walking on my path. Down follow the yellow brick road there. Happy times and sunshine. Why are there more challenges? Why does this stuff keep coming up? I thought I healed this. Because life's lessons come in spirals, and each time you get more information, a lesson's going to come back around again. And the way I described it in my book, the workbook was first grade. 1. All right, I know they already know their numbers, but 1, 2, 3, right? Now we're going to add 1 plus 2. Now we're going to subtract 2 minus 1. You're not giving a first grader the quadratic equation, right? Pythagorean theorem. You're not giving them that. No, to get ready for them to be able to handle that information, we have to start at the basics and we have to keep working our way up. Not for nothing, if you think about it, do you want to stop at 8th grade math or do you want to make it to college? Comes with lessons. Comes with pain. Confronting shadow self. It comes with healing. Part of the healing process. So he said, instead of hiding or overcompensating and doing things that, push that trauma away, or so, I'm hiding it so that you can't see it. I'm going to overcompensate in this direction, whether it's due to beliefs or feeling like you're not enough, you're always going to heal. So embrace the level of where you're at. So, and the other one, actually we'll come to this for another lesson that he talked about. I'll make another video, but a rose by any other name still has thorns. It blew my mind that what he was talking about was things that I literally just finished a few weeks ago writing this book. And even though I've been through the experiences, even though it's intellectualized, even though I have felt it, I find myself coming back and being in a place right now of why am I not getting it? But the good news is the universe has provided opportunities to be able to have somebody else reflect it back to me so that it can be like the bee slap. Oh, I get it. I understand. Makes sense now. Okay. I've got composure again. And so I'm super grateful for this course, and I'm going to be sharing some of the other information that I'm learning from it. I don't know if they are still open up for other students to join. We're already into our first week, and there's only 3 weeks to this program. I know they've done it before, so I would say start with my suggestion, because I know I don't know him personally, but I know Victor. Go Victor Oddo, ODDO, and see if there's anything listed for FTP or CBA. And at this moment, I can't recall the acronyms, but it's Go Business, the spiritual people, and how we're going to show up in the world super authentic. And it's really, it's incredible. A lot of intense energy in this group. At times there's like 2,000 people in the class and, typing away in their messages. So group meditations, it's been incredible. So I hope maybe there's something for you available to check it out. Otherwise, I'm going to share just some of what it is that I've learned in my personal experiences and how I relate to it. So I'm just checking to see if there were any other messages that I wanted to share with you. Keep the energy moving through the day. Keep your energy moving through the day. So if you feel like you're stuck or stagnant, do something physical. We did some breathing exercises. We did some boxing. Yeah. Get ready for Walmart. I tease. So the idea is we practiced so that we could see what, it felt like. Now I'm a yoga instructor, and of course I know what it's like to move the energy in the body, but when you take all of this and you put it together and you have these experiences and you say, oh yes, thank you for the reminder of this is how I can move energy in my body so I'm not stuck. So this is what I have for you for today, my lovely friends there out in PhD land and Earth School. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comments. If you'd like to share a story of where you've had an experience of you've witnessed, you knew something, but it wasn't until somebody reflected it back to you that you were like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense, that it had an impact on you. Please share that, because that'll help other people to learn as well, right, in this process. So thank you all so very much. Remember, keep shining your light. Namaste.